All right. What do you got, Glenn? Did you want to
Let me
talk
ask you
about the Twitter feed first, or you want to go to the mail?
I want to talk about this. So Hangman Page. Did you do any conversation with Hangman Page when you were in AEW?
No.
He tweeted today. So there's a controversy because Booker T said that Adam Cole need to hit the weights. Okay.
Right.
Absolutely, and everybody's making that's like Renee Paquette called it body shaming.
Body shaming, yeah.
I mean, whatever. And Booker T had to come on and say, "Look, I'm friendly with Adam Cole." That's just an observation. It was what.
But was he talking about Adam Cole or Hangman?
No, Adam Cole.
Yeah, Booker was talking about Adam Cole.
Adam Cole. So
Right.
Adam Page, I don't know if it's related because some of these dirt sheet sites are saying it was referencing Booker T, and other people said it's referencing me and Cornette and Bischoff and Booker T or whoever. But Hangman Page tweeted, "I just hope that when I'm old and retired, I don't lower myself to some podcast where I trash the younger generation that's just chasing the same fortune wrestling has afforded me." And there are people that think that this is him taking a shot. This is what the article says. Precisely who Page is referring to isn't clear, but the usual suspects would be Bischoff, Disco, and Cornette, who are already part of the business via podcasting. Although given that Booker T has recently caused controversy on Twitter for disparaging Adam Cole's body, it's possible his tweet was aimed at him. However, regardless of who it was directed at, it seems doubtful anything will change in the future with there being a market for those that hate watch pro wrestling.
Can you read me one more time what Adam Page said, please?
I just hope that when I'm old and retired, I don't lower myself to some podcast where I trash the younger generation that's just chasing the same fortune wrestling has afforded me.
Okay, let me explain something to, and I'm going on the record here, to Adam Page, who I think is a great wrestler. Every time I've met him in AEW, he's been cool with me. We don't really chop it up, but he's been cool. I had originally met him on the cruise, on Chris Jericho's cruise, and he was real cool there too. Here's the problem, bro. The same we're telling you, we were telling each other back in the day, and we didn't cry about it. If somebody told Disco, hit the weights, get a tan, that's what Disco did. He didn't go, oh, what are you saying you bitter veteran? Maybe listen, learn, instead of thinking we're trying to be relevant. Nobody's trying to be relevant. We run a podcast, and we keep it 100, And so it's very lazy, and disingenuous at best. And yes, there may be some older guys that have lost touch and they don't really know what's going on. We won't name names, but I'm still in the business. I work at MLW, I work at Impact. I'm not trying to be relevant. I'm not trying to get a job in AEW or WWE. I have a job. And so if I say, hey, maybe you need to hit the weights, that's not body shaming. But anyways, I just think they're very sensitive to criticism. There's a reason why they're called, the snowflake generation. A lot of these guys and girls were coddled by their parents, helicopter parents. Oh, I'll get that for you. Are you okay? I'm not saying we were any smarter, but I know one thing. When I was growing up and I was like roller skating, I wasn't wearing a helmet. I wasn't wearing elbow pads. You took a fall, and that's all there was to it. And it's just different times and different mentalities. They look at it, oh, look at these guys. They're trying to be relevant by burying us. We're just trying to chase a dream. Cool, man. Go chase it. But if a veteran who's been in the business knows what the he's talking about, and he isn't saying it with no malice aforethought, what a tremendous legal term by a Latino while on a podcast, maybe listen and go, hey, maybe he's right, instead of trying to tune everybody out. Some people may be telling you for your own good. Hey, Booker T, you can say whatever the you want. The guy was entertaining everywhere he went. He got over everywhere he went. He was champion everywhere he went. He knows what he's talking about, and that's just what I have to say.
Well, I mean, I'm not even going to comment on this. It's just what you said.
Is there anything I say you disagree with?
No, because what it all comes down to, all this is a case of, is this people do not like hearing criticism.
Right.
Period.
Right.
And it's like, bro, this is the funny thing, too, is like, you're going to have, like, this AEW community, okay? And our fans of, like, professional wrestling, wrestling podcasts, our podcast is we open our mailbox for people to send us in questions, complete fan engagement. You can ask us whatever you want. Send the questions to k100questions@gmail.com. We answer every single one of them.
And I've also noticed, let me just say this because it bears saying, I also noticed that if you're not like writing AEW or WWE, bro, we just keep it 100, just like the title says. Right. No alliances with either company. We bury the we don't like, and we put over the we like. Very simple concept.
Exactly. We review the shows because that's what our fans like. There's a thing now. Everybody likes to review shows, and like, there's a lot of marks that have podcasts that don't have any expertise that review shows and create this fan base and everything. But they're
let me show you a big difference between this generation and that generation. I'm not saying everybody because I'm sure guys would come on the show. First of all, let me just say one thing. Back in our day, that's why when I saw Matt Hardy at Triple Mania, I told him, I go, bro, I was loving the you're doing with the Young Bucks because it's based on reality. I don't know if the Young Bucks would have made it in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because the guys were more coarse, insensitive, a lot of bullying. They went off Twitter a couple times. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It'd be very hard to get me off Twitter, if at all. I don't think there's anything that would get me off because I don't really give a But, everybody has different sensibilities, and I love Matt and Nick to death. Two of the nicest guys in the business. But anyways, I told Matt Hardy, I was loving you were doing with the Young Bucks. And by the way, he may be making a return on the show as Broken Matt Hardy with a confrontation with you.
Nice.
Well, that's very cheap.
Yes. I'm looking forward to that duel. But here's the thing. Most guys, and here's the difference. Here's a real big difference between our generation and this generation. Most guys that are crying, instead of going on Twitter, come on the show. You're not going to be ambushed. There will be civil discourse, but they don't even like confrontation. Yeah. They don't even want to confront. They don't even want to dialogue. It's like, I'd rather tune you out, not fix this, not understand your point of view, just tune you the out, bully you two and insult you and have all my friends pile on you and never talk this out. And that's a big problem right there. Because, our generation, if somebody calls me out, I'm going to go on their show and handle it.
Well, perfect example, Bill Maher had a great quote. When he's talking about how like Democrats and stuff don't like going on Fox News, or that some of them don't like doing his show. Right. He says like bro, these guys like this, they do not like going on places where they're not pre-adored. Like you're only like you say, this isn't like so like it's funny too because people don't realize, all right, that everything that we critique on this show, all right, on wrestling, these are things that we would tell the talent. Because we've done this before. We were producers. We were agents. We work with the talent. After they have a match, if you're the agent for their match, you bring them back in the back, and you go over the stuff that you thought that you liked and didn't like in the match. And so that's what I'm doing every week. I'm pointing out things like, bro, these guys wrestle completely different than what I'm used to. And I point out that there's a huge difference in what I've been brought up with and what these guys are doing in the ring. And it's not like I'm hating. I just think that if they did it, if they took our advice, it would be. I think their product would be better. It's not like we're just hating for the sake of hating. Just bro, Cornette cuts promos on these guys like they're personal attacks. We just talk about the show, the segments they do in the show, and bro, during a period of time, it's like, bro, you're not drawing 1 million fans a week. So it's not like we're hating on it. It's like the product could obviously be better. And if you don't like us pointing out flaws in a product that can be better, who is going to point out the flaws? And how is your product going to get better? If all you do is just go places where you're pre-adored, where people kiss your ass and people they're talking about how great everything is. Start drawing more fans. And our tone will probably change because we'll be talking about things that are better on the show because you're drawing more fans. So like that.
And like I said, and in fairness, there's a lot of cool we do like and we put over. We never hear about that.
Right. But they don't want to because all everybody wants to do is point out.
I've had guys come up to me and go, "Oh, I heard what you said about me," and I go, "Did you also hear the good stuff I said about you?" And they say nothing.
Right.
Yo, what up? This is Konnan, and I host Keeping It 100, my co-host, Disco Inferno, unfortunately.
Well, I'd say you're my co-host.
Listen, every Thursday here on Spreaker, we talk pro wrestling, sports, movies, music, TV, pop culture, and some politics. It's everything the rest of the pro wrestling podcasts are not.
Tune in to hear myself, the superior one, educate and inform.
Tune in to hear me bury disco.
That's very disrespectful.
Join us every Thursday on Spreaker and keep it 100. Boom!